A CPU, or a central processing unit, is simply the brains of any computer or any handheld device or any tablet that you have. All it does is it takes a couple of inputs and it gives out a couple of outputs. Now, a CPU doesn't understand when you say something like, do this. It'll say, I have no idea what that means. And that's because do this needs to be first translated into language that your piece of software or Windows or your operating system understands. Then that itself needs to be translated into what's called assembly language. And this is the basic language that every processor speaks. It might vary between processors, but it's the language it expects. Once you have that, then we can pass over the instruction to the processor. Then what does the CPU do once it has those instructions? Well, a CPU has a clock and a whole bunch of gates inside it. And maybe you've seen a graph that looks like this. It's basically an on-off state. This represents 1, this represents 0, and so on. And by manipulating all of these gates, a processor can work through whatever problem you have given to it. And how fast does it do this? Well, if your processor says 2.8 gigahertz in speed, then that means it is going at 2,800,000,000 clocks per second. So it's doing that many ones and zeros per second. But that's not the full story. That's really fast. But where processors get even faster is that they can do these instructions on what we call threads or cores. So each one is doing its own set of stuff, and there's kind of a controller keeping track of everything that's happening. And when we're done, hey presto, we have an answer, which is the output that we are after.